Okay, we're going to try to do a little backyard work here. So we got to fix this hole, make it seal. So this is the plug out of the earlier model bike. I got a couple. I can take a thin washer here and screw it over the stud here and use that. Or I can take the bigger one here that slips right over it and take this O-ring and stick it in between it, which will go in here and center the washer on here so it won't leak. If it slides over the side, you can see the gap around it there. See the gap around it, it'll leak. So the other option is I can take a 7/16 washer, thick one, and then thread it onto here, which will tighten that up a little bit, and then put the O-ring in there, but I don't think the O-ring will fit. The O-ring's not going to do much in here because it's pretty well big hole. So I'm going to try doing this trick here first. You're going to have to push the O-ring in between that and the washer, which will be interesting. And you got to get the O-ring in there. And you got to goop it up. So we're going to get nice and gooey. This is going to be a fun deal. So take a layer of goop, layer it into here. Like that. This is a place where silicone would be better than 3-bone, I think, but I'm not sure. 3-bone actually is a sealer. It goes in between the surfaces. Silicone will just plug up holes. So if you just wad it all full of silicone, jam it in there, it probably would work. This one I'm going to try to do it with sealer and let the O-ring take up the gap like O-rings are supposed to do. It'll be a better overall deal if it works. I've done stuff like this before, so these are the oil plugs on a Evo motor. Oil plug O-ring. Okay, you get the O-ring to go in between all these parts here. Not working very well. Nope. The O-ring's not going in where it needs to go. Just pinching between the washer and the case, which is not what we're trying to do. The O-ring has to go between the washer and the plug to work. The washer is going off to one side, which we know will leak, so that will not work. Like chasing your tail. The O-ring won't go down. Just squeezes up. Nope. Just sliding over. Okay, that did not work. So that's a failure. If you cut a big chamfer in the washer, it might work, but that's easier said than done. Okay, so now I'm going to try to get the washer past the O-ring, which is not happening either. Okay, I got the O-ring to come up. Usually putting the O-ring on first does not work. We'll try that next. Washer just squirting out the side. There we go. Okay, that one in. Okay, the O-ring squirted in there. Okay, so we could make it go through all the way. Okay, so now we're going to snot it all up again. Put the O-ring in here first. Make a nice gooey mess. Then tighten it all up, let it sit up. If you're lucky, it won't leak. I'd recommend never to use this plug again. That was an improper repair. Oop, wonderful. Right in the fucking dirt. Right in the dirt. Wipe off most of the dirt with a towel. Okay. Try this again. I'm getting nice and gooey. See, I'm trying not to get too gooey, but it's too late now, so now I just put it together and be to hell with it. Everything I touch is going to be gooey. My favorite. Okay, that's all in there. Slide the O-ring down. It's in there. Snot the edge of the hole up. Snot up the washer on both sides. Good and gooey. Get my brand new tube full of goo too. try to put this gooey mess in here. It went in once, so hopefully I can do it twice. Of course now I can't see anything because it's off the goo. Yep, there we go. My screwdriver back. If you feel no rubber, that means the rubber's where it belongs, in the inside. Alright. Feels about right. Torque it pretty good. Clean your tools off. Smear a nice coat all the way around. And wipe off the chrome so you can see the chrome, because the chrome is a very important thing to have here. You got to have a good layer of chrome here. You want to hide that chrome. That's the most important part, is that chrome. Okay, half-hour drain plug installation. Yeah, maybe a little quicker now. Let's play back the video and watch. That's not counting the time it took to go find it. I got a lot of goo on the outside of my container now. It was a brand new container. Got a mess. Yeah, not to mention my fingers. And my tools. I'll have to get these cleaned up in a minute. Okay, so now you can see what I did. You can see the chrome plug plainly. Nice layer of snot all over the place. No rubber hanging out, so that means the rubber is in there doing its job, hopefully. If not, the sealer's doing its job. So, if nothing else, the sealer will do its job, hopefully. It's hard to tell. Looks like the washer's offset, which means it's probably open, but the sealer's on there, so if that doesn't leak, if that leaks, then you're just going to have to load it up with a big layer of silicone and hope for the best. Now the correct way of fixing that plug is to take your 1/2-inch coarse threads, or a fine thread stripped out hole, or coarse, doesn't matter which one it is, it's 1/2 inch. And you go in there and you take a 9/16 fine thread tap, like one of these, bottoming tap. You tap the hole out with this because the 1/2-inch stripped hole is the tap drill size for this. Run that thing up into there. And then you use a Dorman. Where's my sportster crap? Here's a Dorman box. Used to be a Dorman box. Don't see my Dorman box anymore. Maybe got moved over. Nope. Here's my Dorman box is missing. And hid it someplace. Oh well. Anyway, Dorman makes a 9/16 fine thread drain plug. resembles this box right here. There's your part number, if they still make it. They make it with a nylon washer and with a copper washer. 9/16 18 thread. That's the plastic washer. No more coppers. Guess they quit making copper ones. So anyway, when you're all done, you have this on there, and that's what seals it up. And you got a plug that looks like a factory plug. It's one size bigger, and it doesn't do any damage to the case. Unlike what they did with a big helicoil, which leaves a big mess. And if for some reason they went in there and peened the piss out of it, made a big conical serrated turd. So that is not how you fix it. So anyway, this is what I did. Hopefully it seals. Personally, what I would do with that thing is JB it while it's solid shut and never use the damn thing. But, you want to check your primary oil, you pull the cover off. Anyway, alright, well, that's it for that one. We're going to let it set up. I got to clean all my stuff up. I'm covered with goo everywhere. So that's it for now. Okay, got my fingers all cleaned up and my tools. That stupid ass drain plug. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put the make a mess over here. Go ahead and put the plug in here for the kicker hole we're not going to use and get it sealed up. Alright, so this is hiding things from me. The original breather goes in there. We'll leave that for later. Alright, so this goes inside of here. So there's a rubber seal. Goes inside a kicker bushing hole in here. Right over here. And it's just a new one or an old one. Find out. See how loose that goes in? This should be called an old one. So that's an old one. So instead of using those, what I like to use is O-rings. And we just happen to have a bunch here we're not going to use. Right here, push rod O-rings. So these are the factory rocker box O-rings, or no, I mean upper push rod O-rings, excuse me. So we're not going to be using these. We can use them for a rocker box, and we can use them for this, but we're not going to use them for push rods. Okay, so if you take two of these and stack them in here, I use the O-rings, not quad seals in here. Take two of these, stuff them in there like that. And you take this and you push on the inside of that, and see how you got tension on that? It goes in. So we're going to put a little bit of lubricant on there right now, so it goes in a little easier. So just use a little bit of assembly oil here, a little grease, not grease but oil. Right there. And take this. Slide it in. Boom, done. Okay, that works better than that stupid ass rectangular seal that does not want to be used. And you actually have two separate seals because you got two O-rings in there. Each one will seal independently. This one here, it warps and twists when it goes in and likes to leak right down the side. Doesn't work nearly as good as the two O-ring deals are. Same thing on the kicker shaft. We use the same seal. And you always have extra ones of gasket kit because I do not use them for push rods. Okay. Now over here, you have this laying out. That's where this goes in. Just tighten it up. I'm going to put a little dab of Loctite on that because I don't want it to come off. It doesn't look like they have any kind of a flat washer they're using. This flat washer just gets buckled in, that's what happens. So I'm going to stick a little bit of Loctite on it. Just a few drops, all needed. Tighten it up. It's a 1/2 inch socket. Put a good torque to it. It's sealed. There's no use putting sealant on this washer here because it's going to leak past it anyway. It's not a flat part. So these seals over here, what's going to seal it, those 2 O-rings. So anyway, that's how it looks after you're in there. Goes in quick and simple. Instead of fighting this piece of crap here, which doesn't work. Works good for falling on the floor though. I like dropping stuff on the floor. Pick up trash that way too. Okay, so we got our drain plug in. We got this in. We still have to deal with these studs on both sides, which I don't want to put in just yet. That's been beat on a little bit. We're going to have to figure out the height of this stud overall, but we'll get to that later. Okay, we already got the bearing figured out here, hopefully. We're going to have to put the transmission all together and put it in the case. So at this point, this is ready to go up into an engine stand if you want to, or let it bounce around the tabletop like this. So he brought over an engine stand to use, which is this one right here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and slip that up on in there and get it buttoned up onto there. We'll be using these 2 back bolts back here to hold it. So, alright, that's going to be it for tonight. It's a little past 11:30. So, or not 11:30, 1:30, 12:30. I'll get the right number, 12:30. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this button up here, and then we'll call it quits on this project for the night. Tomorrow I'll go ahead and get the transmission in here, get the cam cover on it, the oil pump, lifters, got to rebuild the lifters. We'll get all that done tomorrow. That'll be on the next set of videos. Alright, that's it for tonight.